Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't hear you a while ago with my laptop.
Oh, yeah. Me think it was me. I was logging out, logging
Yeah.
in, logging out, logging in.
Yeah, it was my
Yeah.
laptop. Yeah, shalom, shalom, family. How's everybody doing? I think he outside. You get him, put him in. I don't know. How's everybody doing? We'd like to welcome you back to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I'm your host here, Yeshua Judah. We got Ayo Ben Yahoo in the house, also known as Ben Ayo. And guess what? We also got Banat Shala Haya back as well tonight.
She back.
It's your mic.
Shalom, family.
All
Shalom.
right. Yeah.
Y'all see how smooth that them intros was. That's how y'all should have known. Okay, yeah,
exactly.
He back. Yeah. But I tell you, and it can't be one other person that's happier.
Man, look here. I'm actually looking at comments right now. That's how I know she back. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. Got one. That joker is downstairs. He is grinning from ear to ear. He out.
Money, what's happening, man?
Shalom, Money.
He almost had a nervous breakdown last week. He more happier than a truth music artist that lost weight and looked like Lorenzo now.
Right. Yeah, the Most High is good. I'm gonna tell you this though. I am humbled by that. You know, I just wish that spirit was on more people when it comes, because as we was talking about it in the backstage, it's not easy doing this. You know, it's a lot of work to go into it.
It's a labor of love.
All praises though to the Most High. I can't say that it's not as much work as it used to be. You know, but it's still work, and like Banat said, it's a labor of love, you know, and so, you know, just, you know what I'm saying? I you know, Wani, I appreciate it, man. I really, really do. I appreciate it.
Wani got genuine love for the fam, boy.
He
was like, what? Today he was like, oh, Banat and shit gonna be there? Oh, Ayo, can I see them? I was like, yeah, bro, you can see them. So yeah, he happy, man. He happy, bro. He happy, man. All praises, man.
Well, we truly hate that we disappointed them last week. The family and I, man, I tell you what, if I have to move again, boy, I'm hiring movers.
I'm telling you, the next time I move, it will be a moving team.
Hey,
all right, I'm not touching a box.
Listen, good, man. I don't care if I got to take out a loan. Nah.
Moving, packing is for the birds.
Well, I told my wife, I said, you know, the next time we move, I'm gonna be older. I ain't say, man, look, this hey, you exactly right, Jamil. You better hire them.
We still recovering.
Yeah, my dad and sons, 3 movers, and what you say? Yeah. I ain't doing it no more, man.
Yeah, moving ain't no joke, man. Moving
I ain't doing it no more, man.
Joke. So
everybody that is in the house, we do like to say thank you. I see turn up the lights in the house, always doing a great job in what it is that you guys do over there. We love you. Jamil, the trunk rattler's in the house. We still waiting on red wine 3 to we know. Yeah, we know it's around the corner. Jamil be here every week, but he that type of artist, you never know what he doing until it's done. It'd be like, bah.
Right. He don't say nothing.
He don't say nothing.
I done took a book out, a chapter out of his playbook. I ain't saying nothing.
It just beat out. Yeah. Yeah, May, we'd like to say welcome as well. Who else we got in the house? I know we got the house of Ayob in the house.
Yeah, you know they in there. You know they in
there. Yeah. We'd like to say welcome you guys to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. And as we fill up, as we always do, we'll talk a little bit of sports. Congratulations to Gino and the Yukon girls for putting it on South Carolina. I knew it was gonna be like that. On my bracket, I picked South Carolina, and
you picked with your heart.
I picked with my heart. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they just wasn't as explosive as they were last year. They They had instant offense last year. This year was kind of they went through lows where they kind of.
Well, UConn did too, but they peaked at the right time.
There you go. They peaked at the right
time.
They
peaked at the right
South
time.
South Carolina was also playing without like a true like they don't have a true superstar on that team.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, they don't have. Yeah. When you look at Texas, you look at UConn, you look at even though they didn't go as far, but you look at them, you look at USC. All of these teams have somebody who can take the game over.
Right. Last year, South Carolina, when they went through a drought, they just give the ball to old girl and she just
Camilo Cardoso. Exactly.
And they were going to 13-0 run. Next thing you know, they're about 20 points.
Right.
You're like, where that come from? This year.
It's a team collective effort.
There you go.
Yeah, and for my girl, Malaysia Full Island, she's not yet strong enough, I think, mentally to carry
a team.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because she's a powerful player.
Yeah. Skill set wise, she is the best player, skill set. But the best player on the team is that freshman,
right?
Jocelyn, I can't think of her name right now, but she's a freshman. Yeah, she's a 4. And I believe that she is Don Staley's future go-tos. I believe that come next year, Don is going to run the offense through her.
Trust me, they in the gym getting up jump shots, working out right now.
So
a whole off season and summer. Next year they're gonna be too much to handle. Too hot.
Yeah. And Paige gonna be gone, but Gino got that freshman. That's a
he got another.
Man, that freshman played like she been in college 4 years already. Man, this is the girl was playing.
She is very
basketball. Just last year.
Yeah, she mentally tough, and that's what
she is poised.
Tough. She is.
Man.
So yeah, it's next year's basketball with Juju being out and all that. It should be interesting. The women's college ranks. Shout out to the Florida Gator men.
I was about to get it, yo.
Shout out to them.
I wanted Houston to win.
Houston should have won, man. Houston had that game. That last 4 or 5 minutes, I was like, wow, man, that's them bros kind of, and they knew it too after the game. They just knew it, but. With them taking down Duke, I think Duke was the team to beat, and I think that was the championship game.
Yeah, for them.
Duke. I say whoever wins the Houston and Duke should win the championship, and Houston had it. And
well, this the thing too. Even though they let it go, Ayo, in the last 4 minutes, which they did. If that boy had and me and my sister was talking about this. You know how they always say pressure bust the pipe, right?
Yeah.
That boy busted at the end because all he had to do was still shoot the ball. Because the defender made a mistake by running out there jumping at it. If he had shot the ball, the defender would not have had enough room to allow him to land, which would have put him on the free throw line to shoot 3 shots.
Yep. And
he didn't want that shot.
He didn't want that shot. He thought about it, and when he let the ball go,
he got in his head. It was too late.
He got in his head.
He should have went on the shot. If he had a shot, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he went on the line, man.
Florida is true. They didn't have a lot of talent. They had a great coach and true basic fundamental basketball.
Right.
And every player. Even on the bench, you can tell a lot of AAU basketball through elementary and middle school. So their basketball IQ.
So
soon as dude shot it, and when he let the ball go, you see they was on it.
Yeah, they was on it.
High reaction to the ball.
Right.
Don't think about it. Just react as soon as they see the ball loose.
Right. That's gonna hunt that boy. That's gonna hunt that boy though, man, for the rest of his life because this was a championship. A lot of and that Houston team was an older team. A lot of them boys not coming back no more. And I don't know how many of them is going to go into the draft, if any, to be truthful. It's hard getting in that draft, man, unless you LeBron's son. Excuse me, I didn't say that.
It's hard to get in the draft, but with the money and in the transfer portal, like you can lose a couple cats to the draft, but if you got a $7 million collective in the transfer portal, you can get All you need out of 3 or 4 transfer portals is 3 solid guys and 1 star.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
You back in the league,
that's it.
That's
it. So you see, Haley, that white girl at
TCU.
No, yeah, she at TCU. That's Olivia Miles. That's where she going. I'm sorry. When she went into the portal, she went to TCU. So she gonna be over there with that white girl, Haley Van Leaf. And so, no, can't be. Haley got to be leaving. She gonna be Olivia Miles gonna be over there by herself because she was already a 5-year senior. Yeah, that white girl done. She going into the league.
Well, you know, a lot. This is the last year for a lot of 5th year from the 2019-2020 season for the COVID.
Right.
So
that's why you have 6-year seniors.
Yeah, a lot of this year is this last year that you're going to be able to play, and that COVID year was missed. And
that's what happens to Paige Buckers.
Right.
That's why she was still there.
Yeah. Right. That's why she's still there because of that 2019-2020 year. So,
did y'all hear about the Duke DEI comment by your boy Jason Whitlock?
What he do?
He said the reason Duke lost that game was because of the influences of the officiators, because they were biased against flag.
Boy, that boy hate everything black.
Jason Hanson.
Uncle Ruckus Jr.
Boy, I know it's a pork sandwich on rye with some mustard and booty part of the tomato with your name on it somewhere.
It gotta be out.
The booty part of the tomato.
I bet that joker put raisins in his potato salad.
He do. He make it sound right now.
I bet he put raisins and eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches, not jelly
with mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was talking to a brother the other day to eat mayonnaise. I said, that white people stuff, man.
Hey.
Eat a tad bit, but not like what they be doing. That's
I eat Miracle Whip.
Yeah, Miracle Whip is cool. A smidgen, you know.
Yeah.
I used to overdo it, but as I got older, my taste buds changed. My wife be getting on me now. Hey, yo, you don't eat a lot of this. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
My taste buds ain't what they used to be. I can't.
They have matured.
Yeah, mature.
Yeah.
They have matured. But real quick, you got the NFL draft coming up. Yeah, you'd had the pro days. Shedeur Sanders, they saying gonna go to number 9, New Orleans Saints. He's saying he's the best quarterback in the draft. Pundits disagree. I feel like he's the best quarterback in the draft. You got Travis Hunter. That's April 25th. So a couple more weeks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
The white boys hating on that Sanders boy.
I don't understand because my favorite quarterback for years was Peyton Manning. They did the same thing. I don't know what the big deal is.
Yeah. I don't
know. On that Sanders boy.
Yeah, they love to hate on. People still mad at Dion for prime time and all them. Yeah, being great, prime time. Oh, you're doing too much. He's arrogant. He's cocky. Oh, shut up, Sam.
It ain't arrogance if you can back it up.
Right. He shouldn't be stepping from the 50.
I think white people would have lost it if Bo Jackson had an eighth of the arrogance that Dion got, man.
They better be glad Bo Jackson was humble and quiet. Because this dude was breaking baseball bats on his knee.
With his knee. With his knee.
They better be glad, boy.
He was a for real invincible, man. Boys, for real. So that's that on the sports talk, man. We are right now 15 minutes in. Look like we got a full house. Shaka Boom has already laid down the order. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in, and feel free to subscribe and share. As always, enjoy the podcast. Let's get it. Anybody got anything to say before we go to our first video?
Glad to be back.
I don't know how long we got, but not shallow higher, but we finna work of the night. Let's roll it, baby. Let's roll it.
Money's worth.
I was watching a South African interview of a South African investigative reporter who was talking about human trafficking, child trafficking, and a case that he had himself investigated and uncovered of a billionaire somewhere in the West. He didn't give the details of a billionaire somewhere in the West who would scroll through TikTok and see children, minors, and call a team of ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Green Berets, ex-Special Forces, or what have you, a private military contractor of some form or another, mercenaries, some form or another, highly skilled, and say, get me this child. And then he has the money to do that. He's a billionaire, and he has the money to do literally whatever he wants. So I'm saying those type of people should not exist in society. You should not have people in your society who can do whatever they want, who have the power because of their wealth to do whatever they want.
His name is Shadid Bolson.
Shaheen, SHAHEN Shaheen Bolson of the Middle Nation Report.
Look here, if y'all don't know who this guy is, if you stick around here long enough, you're gonna know. You're gonna be hearing more of him. I would even actually tell you to go tune in to him and listen to the brother talk. When you say outside of the box, I think this brother here is a couple of yards away from the box. He's not even nowhere near the box. And if you are a critical thinker, this is the guy to listen to, and not to be not show nowhere near. This is the same thing. You don't have to agree, but at least listen to it. Be able to think for yourself is the thing. Right. I don't expect people to always agree with what we talk about on here, but there is a way of thinking that is outside of the norm. Give yourself a chance to think. Now, on what it is that he said, the last thing that he said, but not than Ayob, is he don't think that there should be people in society like that. But the question I have is, why do people like that exist in our society? How is it even allowed to have billionaires to have that much power that they can? We're going to take some time on this one because there are so many missing children right now. Facebook, for real, make my stomach hurt sometimes when I'm scrolling. Yeah. We're going to take our time on this one. Why is it that we have people in this world with that much power and they are unchecked? How is it possible?
Money
and corruption, politics. It's all politics. Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, when I seen that video, I was looking for the billionaire, the investigative reporter he was talking about. I couldn't find it, but I went down a rabbit hole and stumbled upon the United Way's website for South Africa. This is what they said. Says the introduction: human trafficking in South Africa occurs as a practice of forced labor and commercial sexual exploitation among imported and exported trafficked men, women, and children. Generally, South African girls are trafficked for the purposes of commercial sexual exploitation, domestic servitude, while boys are used for street vending, food service, and agriculture. And it goes on and explains it. But then it says the issue in brief. Get this. Listen to these numbers. It is estimated that there are millions of victims, though only about 50 to 100,000 cases are found each year. The University of Johannesburg reports that trafficking occurs at a slightly higher rate for girls than boys, with 55.5% of all trafficked people in South Africa being female and 44.5% being male. It is estimated that more than 3/4 of all victims are between the ages of 12 and 25. Let that sink in. 12 years. I got
Let that sink in.
right now that are 12, 14 years old. I got a son that's 8. I couldn't imagine. I cannot imagine. And that's what Shaheen was talking about. The only way that what I just read is me or Sheer can't do that. You making $100,000 or less a year, you're not gonna be able to do that. But a billionaire that has a lot of time on his hands, guess what he's sitting behind a laptop doing? He's on the dark web, surfing all day on the dark web. Not on the regular web, on the dark web.
On the dark web, right.
Paying a mercenary team 5 or 6 retired extreme Navy SEALs that defected from the U.S. 15 years ago that are now in their 50s but still trained and ain't got nothing to do and want to make $15,000 a week. They're the ones that he pays that to go find. That's what Shaheen was talking about. And this is happening, guys.
This is happening all the time, man.
Well, here's the other piece of that. The person with the money is a person sitting on the side of the receiving end. Right. Would you be surprised to know that most trafficked victims are by a family member, a friend, or a romantic partner?
That's the caveat. That's crazy.
Yep.
Somebody that they trusted.
Yeah.
Somebody that they trusted.
That was that they were probably in the care of. Right. It's interesting that you looked that up. I went and looked up here in America, man, a number, trying to get a number, because like I say, you look at Facebook, you always have somebody on there, you know, this was my baby, or this was my sister, or my cousin, and the last time that they were seen and how young they were. He says that the National Crime Information Center contains 96,955 active missing records right now, man.
That's crazy.
With juveniles under 18 accounting for 29,000 of those. Wow. So you looking at what Bosa was talking about, and I've been saying this for years, that I believe that the United States government, and I know that he was talking about South Africa, but we have military stationed everywhere. Am I correct? United States.
Yes.
We have military station everywhere, which means that there is nowhere that the United States is not. I've been saying for years that the United States government is the largest traffickers in the world. Now, we're seeing what's happening right now with, my wife and I was talking about this right before the show, with the deportation. Have you guys paid attention to how this is happening, and you know what I'm saying, how they rounding them up and throwing them on these planes? And we even talked about it on one show. Where are they going? Look, these people now are up under the power of the United States government, man. So they could either traffic them, or when we talked about nanotechnology, what was this, just a couple of weeks ago, weaponizing people. Look, we talking about millions of people that the government have right now. And what we do is just sit up, look at the news and be like, oh yeah, they getting up out of here. We have no idea what they doing with these people, man.
No idea.
We have absolutely no idea what they doing with these people right up under our nose. Now, that's that. But I have a theory on the young lady that went missing in the Dominican Republic. What was her name again?
It is Sadiksha. I can't pronounce her last name, but here I'll put up a picture of her.
Okay, then she's going to put up a picture of. There she is. Yep. So this young lady here went missing in the Dominican Republic. Her name is Sudakisha. I guess that's how you would pronounce it. I don't know. But she's 24 years old, man. 24 years old. right when it happened and they began to tell a story on what happened to her, I told my wife, I said, I believe, and I mentioned it to Ayob as well. My theory on this girl is that she was put on the market. And when they was talking about her on the news, showing her picture, 24 years old, blah, 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 her name, she went missing, and they say that she drowned at sea. I'm thinking that they were actually auctioning her off on the news to people like Bosun was talking about that are millionaires. There are millionaires that have the ability to be able to buy her.
That's wow. I haven't thought about it like that, but that's
how many times have we seen this?
Right. They were, they talking codes and
they talking codes.
They flash certain pictures with certain hair colors or certain dress colors, and a yellow dress color may be $1 million, and a certain way she's facing or smiling may be the highest bidder, next bidder. That's what they do. You're right, absolutely. Totally con.
I believe this wholeheartedly because, and what made me start thinking in this direction is her supposed to be father. Did you hear? Her father just chalked it up that she drowned in the sea.
That's like, ain't no, man, listen.
I mean, off the top, no argument, no, we need to find our daughter, no, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, you would have, in a press conference, it would be 5 of y'all on each side of me trying to hold me up from crying. And I'll be into the mic saying, y'all got about 20 minutes to find my daughter. Or I'm going to tear this island, flip this island upside down. Ain't no way I'll be talking, or she just drowned in these. No, what? No, man. Come on, bro.
The last person seen him was a white boy. See, there's all type of things about this that is, you see what I'm saying? And then off the top, they said he's not a person of interest.
Right. It's like that Jordan Vandersloot years ago. Remember that? The Kaylee in San Tropez or Belize, where the white girl, blonde-headed girl got missing.
She was in Aruba.
Right.
And that Jordan Vandersloot, he was a person of interest for a long time, but they exonerated him. Come to find out his dad was a judge. And then 20 years later, they said he did it. He confessed. Like, it's the same thing, bro.
They are trafficking and auctioning right before our eyes, and we have absolutely no idea on what it is that they're doing. So someone brought it to my attention on things like this here. We see that she's a Middle Eastern, right? She's an Indian girl, right?
Yeah, Hindu. Yep.
Somebody brought it to my attention what happens, and maybe you guys know more about it than I do, that a lot of the time that these people, they take loans from certain individuals in politics, and they're not able to pay those loans back. And their payment is
family member.
This is what a family member.
Yeah.
Which explains, if we are correct, because there's no way for us to know, but if we are correct, it explains why he was so quick to say she drowned at sea.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, man. It was just crazy to me that the person that last seen her is not a person of interest, happened to be a white American. And it just, to me, it has the taking of, the signs of she was trafficked. You know what I'm saying?
And I know you were talking about Natalie Holloway.
Natalie Holloway, that's her name. That's her name. And again, this goes to your point, Art. There have been billionaires, whether it's Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump has been implemented in this stuff, Barack Obama, George Bush, all these sitting U.S. presidents, Prince Andrew, who is the brother of King Philip and the boy's uncle, all of these, Charlie Sheen, all these millionaires and billionaires, we've always heard the rumors of all this stuff for years. And what Shaheen was saying, it brings it home when you say, hey, you sit back and like, okay, they didn't have movies after movies, build it. What else is there to do for them? And that's why it's so prevalent. There is nothing, an idle hands is the enemy's workshop.
Yep.
So that's why this stuff exists in the world, because you ask yourself, why, like you said, why would they let this go on? What is the caveat or the catalyst or the synopsis of why would somebody let this happen? And like Bernard said, it's because they're in on it. It's politics and money. And also, like you said, somebody take out a loan, they can't pay it back. This loan has been going on for 8 years. Your daughter was 17 at the time. She's 24 now. She's a collateral.
I've been curious to know what kind of business her father is in.
Right. There you go. I'll be curious to know, is he a politician? Is he a lawyer? Was he a lawyer who defaulted on the loan that she was a collateral, or some of his family was a collateral? And a lot of these people, they go on spring break to visit family, or they go.
That's what they do.
And then they
I mean, you know how big the sea is, and it's not a rhetorical question either, though. But to say that she just drowned in the sea, and
that's easy to say, that's super easy.
And so ain't nobody looking for it no more, right?
How hard is it to search the ocean for a missing body? Right. It's almost impossible.
Right. You talking about looking for a needle in a haystack?
For real.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that's that, and it's sad, you know, that Liam Neeson. Hey, we just got through talking about Liam Neeson too, y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
And take it, yeah, yeah. I have a special set of skills.
I ain't got a special set of skills, but you let my kid come up missing, you're gonna be hard pressed to get me to shut up that fast.
Yeah.
I got a special set of skills.
Right?
Bong, 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 bong.
Man.
There'll be a lot of slow singing, the flower bringing, my burger alarm starts swinging. What you think gold the guns is for? Now, so they can't devour. Hold on, I hear somebody coming. Now let me stop. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, so that's that, man. We was talking about it before the show started, before we moved to the next one. Those are one of those things that people in this world, especially here in the West, it would be hard pressed for them to believe that type of stuff go on, you know? And I think that here in the West, it's hard for us to believe that you would have people that evil. That's why I know that Harvey Weinstein, Epstein, even Diddy, these ain't nothing but distractions, dude. And what they did is terrible, but man, I bet you it's what they have done
pales in comparison.
Exactly to some of the stuff that be going on that we have absolutely no idea about, man.
I would agree 100%.
Yep. I mean, we saw them Jews have a whole gum tunnel in New York.
Stage collapse. Stage collapse. The doors broke open. They was, what is going on? Nah, you know what's down there, man. Don't be playing like that.
Oh, something down there, man.
They was running all over the place, looking for somewhere to run. Like, what?
And then all of a sudden, the media did what?
Covered it up.
Because you know what they doing? They back in them tunnels right now. Man.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Let's go to the second video.
So the president has discussed this idea quite a few times publicly. He's also discussed it privately. You're referring to the president's idea for American citizens to potentially be deported. These would be heinous, violent criminals who have broken our nation's laws repeatedly. And these are violent, repeat offenders in American streets. The president has said if it's legal, right, if there is a legal pathway to do that, he's not sure. We are not sure if there is. It's an idea that he has simply floated and has discussed very publicly as in the effort of transparency.
People.
Transparency, huh?
It's getting close, yo.
Getting close,
Getting close, man. How many times? I don't even know how many times I read this particular scripture on this show. But
bring it out.
This is where we are at. Where is it at? Matthew 24.
Bring it out.
9, they shall deliver you up to be afflicted. They should kill you. You should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then shall many be offended and shall betray one another. All of that is the workings of one thing right there, man. We can never forget that the dragon is wrought with the seed of the woman. And every politician and leader and king and prime minister or whatever you want to call them, they have that spirit within them, especially these European nations, man. Yep. So when she got up there in my mind and said that he's looking at ways to where he can legally deport citizens, black people, y'all better.
You listen.
You better pay attention to what they are saying right now, because how many times have we seen it happen that an epidemic or a problem start with one race of people, but by the time it's ended, it's our problem.
11 times, bro. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing against this administration here soon. That's what it's gonna be.
You already can't say anything.
Right. Put that that scripture back up, please. You brung that out, Ak. I want to point out something. Real right there in Matthew 24. 24:9. Let's go to Matthew 24. And who was, if you go back to verse 1, who was Mashiach talking to? He was talking to the disciples, right?
That's right. He talking to, yep.
So he wasn't talking to a multitude. He was talking to the early leaders, the dudes that looked just like him. And he was telling them, bruh, it's going to be people, your own kind, your own brethren, that's going to offer you up along with them. Because them folks may not be able to find you in that hour. But it's going to be the ones that you are close to, that you see every day. That's going to be like, oh, for a couple pieces of silver, or for some money, or for some fame and fortune and notoriety, I'll tell you where I owe that. I'll tell you where you at. Oh, he got all kind of music on the internet calling on the name of Yahuwah, the name y'all don't like. I know you where he at. Boy, I'm telling you, in that hour, like Shir said, we better get ready. I will see how many truth music artists leave that music up on the internet then. Bro, we'll be snatching that junk down. It's gonna get real. I'm trying to tell you.
That's what he said.
And stand for real.
That's what he said in verse 10. Pull up verse 10.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said in verse 10. What you saying, because it's true, because we just got through talking about pressure buster pipe.
Right.
These people that you call your friends and even your family, when they start seeing us getting hauled off in numbers, these ones that walk around here that's hitting you shalom, you know what I'm saying? All of this shit, when they start seeing you getting hauled off in numbers, they're gonna be offended and they gonna betray. Oh, say, man, you know what? They go, hey, what did the Messiah tell Peter that night? You are going to betray me before the cock crow 3 times. Not me.
Never me.
But when he got in that fire,
listen.
Oh, I know you. You one of his disciples.
No,
not me.
They happened 2 more times. What happened?
You understand me?
Look, he broke down and had to go hide crying.
He had to go hide.
You see what I'm saying? He had to go hide, man, because he couldn't believe it. And this is the hour we in. If officials knock on your door and say, listen, we're going to give you some money because we looking for this dude named Ayob Ben Yahu, who swears to the earth by this name of Yahuwah that he has the blood of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I wonder how many going to say, oh, we know where he at. All them Bahasham, Yasham, all that'll stop.
How long is it going to take him to give you up?
Don't shoot the messenger. Look what
you better listen to Peter when he told you that all Israel
ain't
Israel.
all Israel. Them jokers. That's where we are. I found the article. This is what. So it says the administration says it moves, which includes hundreds of deportation flights and Trump's invocation of the seldom used 1798 Alien Enemies Act. Now, this is an article from today, April 9th, 2025 at 1:29 p.m. This was updated today from the Council on Foreign Relations. I just pulled it up. Matter of fact, let me share it. This is from the Council of Foreign Relations, y'all. Right here. Here we go. There it is. You see that? Council of Foreign Relations. The 1798 alien images. Here's where Trump's deportations are sending immigrants. And now you can see. Can y'all see right down that map? Do y'all see any European countries? No. Right. Not one.
Of course not.
And they just getting started. Them blue circles are going to become bigger. Belize, all of that is right there. Belize, Antigua, Africa is right there, y'all. It's man, all right.
Yep, he is absolutely right, man. Right. And yeah, right. So they showed you just last week when they deported this guy who was a citizen, and he was over there. I don't know where they took him to, but he was over there. And then when they would start having issues bringing him back, I think that he might be on his way back now.
They stopped. But you got judge. He was on his way back, but the judge put a halt on it late last night. See what I'm saying?
This was a citizen, people.
This is crazy, bro.
So they showing you in real time. Hold on one second. Hold on. Hello? They showing you in real time that this can happen. Don't nothing happen by mistake. Don't nothing happen by circumstance. They showing you. Now this is the deal. Ayob and myself, we was talking about this here before the show. 700,000 South Africans are wanting to 700,000 now.
Not melanated.
Are going to answer Trump's call to come here to America. Because they feel like they are being mistreated in Africa. Now, this is the thing. We know that there ain't no such thing as no white Africans to begin with, right? So if you are in South Africa, you colonize South Africa like you colonize everything else. I looked at a map of what Europeans have colonized. It is crazy. I think I shared that on the show a couple of weeks ago. They don't colonize everything that's got land, right? So now these people in Africa have gotten, it's 70,000. I'm sorry. These people in Africa have gotten their power back and they getting their land back. Now all of a sudden the white people hurt, and Trump over here talking about they being treated unfairly, and he is offering them to come to America. Now, if 70,000 of these jokers come to America, the question that I'm asking is, don't you think that the Trump administration or whoever this is, they're going to have to try to make room for them to come?
Absolutely. And what's the best way to make room?
Everybody else out.
Yep. Well, starting with who? Stuff, you have to move stuff around, right?
Right.
You gotta move it around.
Right.
We just learned that moving.
for camera or intellectual or political purposes, she get up on the camera and tell you as the official White House secretary or press secretary, she'll say, okay, we have the information and we're looking into any violent acts, criminal activity. Man, I'll give that junk a year.
Yeah.
And they'll look good like they're doing good on it. Any violent criminals, they'll be deporting them. But then they'll start turning into us. And you'll be like, wait a minute. you pardon he just pardoned a white drug dealer. I have to send y'all the video, but last week there was a white drug dealer, his 4th time getting caught. Trump pardoned him. So you're going to pardon him, but what about people that look like us in a year or so? It's going to go from violent acts to drug dealing. You're going to be ready to deport us to South Africa, where they're coming from. And then over time, it'll truly turn into, you say anything about this administration, you say anything about the government that's trying to help you out, you're going to get deported. You got
he done already cut funding off over there. So if he cut the funding off over there, you know which way it's going to be going. You dig what I'm saying? Right. And this is the thing. We talked about the Patriot Act last time we were on. The thing with the Patriot Act is that they can declare whomever they want to as a terrorist.
Right.
Whether you did something or not. Ayob done already said earlier, and Banat seconded that you're not going to be able to say anything about this administration. And Trump is that petty.
Yeah.
Trump is that petty. Oh, he don't like what it is that I said? Get him out of here. He's a terrorist.
Because what do they normally do, though? They'll set a set of rules, a set of guidelines. This is what we're currently following, and then they don't like how it's playing out. What do? They change the rules.
They change the rules in the middle of the game. You know? So, you know, don't look at that as if, man, this thing is tripping tonight.
You don't know how to act because I'm back.
Man. Good. All right. You can look at this in one or two ways, like Ayob and myself was talking about backstage. When he say make America great again, he took a side, right? Trump took a side, and the side that he took was, I'm going to please white America. That's the side that he took. And he is standing 10 toes down with that. Look at what he's doing with Smithsonian Institute. You see what I'm saying?
Erasing all that black history.
He erasing all of that. You dig what I'm saying? He took a side, and he is standing 10 to look at what he did to the high official military ranking officers in the military, the black ones. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then he decided to hire his white guy in office. You see what I'm saying? That's right. He took a side. And so with the Patriot Act being what it is, it's not going to take much to say, hey, they terrorists, get them up out of here.
Right. Right.
We don't need them here. It's like you said earlier before the show, Ayob, that if you are not useful in any kind of way to this place, they're not going to need you, man. They're trying to make America look like it looked in 1786.
Right. That's it.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. When America first became... America won its independence in 1776, but didn't actually become a nation or a country until 10 years later, 1786. Right. See, a lot of people don't know about that. A lot of folks don't.
And this is the direction that he is trying to do. He is trying to
go back to that.
He's trying to go back to that.
Where was we in 1786?
In them cotton fields?
We wasn't marching to protest wrong treatment.
No. We were under thumb.
We would right.
And with this administration, a peaceful protest among black people can be dangerous.
You see, we were just
here's what I need the listeners to understand and to remember. Right before the election happened, we discussed this. We said, obviously, for political reasons, Trump was the better candidate. Not that we were supporting Trump. We said it was going to be bad for black people. Though. Understand that.
Yep.
We never said
get our
that
lumps.
Trump was going to be the
savior,
the savior of all things, and he was going to be this wonderful guy. We just said out of the two candidates, based on what they both were running on,
he was the better.
He was the better candidate in terms of politics.
Yeah.
But we also said black people were going to suffer under this administration.
Right.
So to land back off what exactly making that point, look at the protests from April 5th and 6th. Now, there was 50 all 50 states, even in Iowa. These white folks is marching. We wasn't out there. Now in DC and New York, there are some reports that it was a handful, but not like normally where you see it is a black protest. Right. Now, with that being said, the caveat to that, and to make this point to drive it home, there was no police out there, y'all. Go look at the film. There was no police nowhere. And the ones that were, they didn't have on any riot gear. They didn't have on the helmets. They didn't have batons. They didn't have tear gas, because that stuff is for us.
Yep.
They say we want to be in administration and take y'all back to 1776 and 86 to the point to where we want to do anything we can, and you cannot protest. In the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, they will bomb our churches. We wouldn't bother nobody. On a May afternoon, we celebrating in the churches, clapping, praising. Then boom, 30 people killed, 100 injured, and we couldn't say nothing about it. That's what they want.
That's what they want.
This is where this is why they said we want to move y'all out and bring more in, because from what I understand, by summer, July, Nebraska is going bankrupt.
How is Nebraska going bankrupt?
Nebraska's going bankrupt. We got
about 10 people in the South that don't even know Nebraska exists, and they going bankrupt. You know what I'm saying?
All the MAGA folks that didn't believe Trump was going to deport the people that the Latinos and Mexicans that produce the tomatoes and the greens and the potatoes that grown up there, they gone.
They gone.
Farms and them fields are sitting there with crops rotting. Farmers are losing millions and billions of dollars. And the government took that funding, the millions of dollars that they had to fund, is gone from the Doge.
Yep.
So now, what you gonna do? So yeah, I just wanted to say that because that's
yeah, man. I think that's huge, though, man. That he's kicking out people, but opening up the doors to Whitey. Come on over, and at the same time, he cut the funding over there. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, I don't know no better way to show, you know what I'm saying, for him to show who he is. You know, he telling you to your face, this is what we doing, and this is how we gonna do it, and you know, this what it is. So yeah,
he told you that during his first administration, who he was and what he was about. So there shouldn't be any surprises, including the people who voted for him, who are now so shocked. I don't understand why.
Yeah, man. That's that. One more video, and then we'll get to the beyond critical race theory. 70,000 South Africans interested in U.S. asylum. That bothers me because, man, when you think about it, I always go back to the Haitians after the earthquake. They needed somewhere to go. Haiti was deplorable, and they had Kamala get up there. He said, don't even think about coming here. Don't even think about
it. Beating them back at the border.
And beating them with whips at the border, you know? So yeah, so that's that. Look like we lost our yo for a minute. Give him a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, give him a few minutes before we run my next video. Yeah, man, it's getting bad out here, y'all.
Getting bad. It's already bad.
Right.
I'll put it to you that way. It's already bad.
Yeah, I like y'all, mate, man. Y'all mate said they better get where is it at? Get their milk looking self out there and pick them crops right. That's real talk. You know, it's enough for I know it's enough of them in Nebraska to get the job done. I know it is. That's what happened when white people have been the same way all their life, though. They want to get something for nothing, though. You know,
get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do the things that need to be done. Exactly. So, they need to get somebody else to do what need to be done.
Yes, sir, they do.
I think there we go. Let's run the video.
Right.
If anyone ever read Mein Kampf from Hitler, Hitler tells the world why he hates Jews. He says the Jews created communism. Jews are taking advantage of you. And people said, how? He says the Jews are the ones that are in control of all of the banks that are lending you with high interest. And everybody said yes. Why? Because it was true. The Jews destroyed the economy in Germany by simply lending money with high interest. People that cannot meet this demand, the business is not growing as high as they thought it was going to grow, ended up closing down shop and saying, listen, I'm defaulting, and declare bankruptcy, I have to start all over. 500 years before that in Spain, the same thing happened. 900 years in England, it happened. 1186. The Jewish people were doing really well financially. Primary business, lending money, ignoring the Torah rules. One day, the leader of the place goes on vacation. They're going to decide to start mass murdering Jewish people in the streets. Why? We're tired of paying you interest. We're tired of doing this. This, Rabotai Karim, is repeating the same story over and over again.
It's always interesting to me when I see Jews tell the truth on themselves.
Don't it though?
That was really one of the main reasons I wanted to pull that video, that and to hear you guys' thought on that, because Jewish history is that for real. What he spoke was pure facts on the Jews, man.
Yep.
Anything? What were your thoughts? Any thoughts on that? Because I got a lot, but you know.
I mean, you know, I'll just chime in real quick. The devil, he gonna always tell on himself. He thinks he's bragging, giving history when he's actually telling you what happened, and now people can siphon out and be like, well, wait a minute. Where does if you're the lender and not the borrower, okay, that fit on you. But all the other stuff that Deuteronomy or Leviticus or Jeremiah or Isaiah, every other book that the Tanakh or Torah talks about Jew people, it matches up to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? And they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize it. They're thinking they're giving you the facts so you can believe more in them and the God they serve. Yet in turn, people are waking up, which the world hates. They hate this woke stuff. We hate this woke stuff. And the reason is they want to equate woke to LGBTQ and transgender and AI. That's what woke is. But they know what the true awakening is.
Right.
They're the African-American and Negro Latinos. They're waking up. They know we're waking up. They know we're coming and we're going back to our power. So when you see that is a fact of what he just said. He gave you history. But where did that history start, though? In 1186, he didn't talk about that the Jews were the first to introduce corn in Germany. The first corn film was produced by the Jews, and it aired in Germany.
Because that's part of who they are. I mean, we removed the video tonight. We had one video of a Jew, Chaim Cohen, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And he exerted that spirit. And we even talked about the tunnels, you know what I'm saying? And when you go look at that video, you saw all of those baby mattresses that was inside of that tunnel. That's what their spirit is. Right now, Pornhub is owned by Jewish people, man.
Owned by Jews.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to talking about who they are and what it is that they do, you know, hey, every chance that I get, I bring it out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing, man. Scripture said that the devil took Yasha on a exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Told him, I give all of this to you if you bow down and worship me. Yasha hit him with the scriptures, right? I should only serve the Most High and him only, right? Yep. Well, that same devil took that same offer to another group of people, right?
Yep.
Which was those Ashkenazis, those Khazars.
Yep.
And they accepted it.
Yep.
This is why they are in the position that they own. This is why that they own all of the media. This is why that they're able to lend and charge everybody else with high interest. It's not the Torah that they believe in. Is it the Kabbalah?
The Talmud.
The Talmud. Thank you, Ak. It's the Talmud that they believe in. Yep. And the Pharisees and Sadducees, they was Talmudists as well.
They was the Talmud. Yep.
They were Talmudists.
Yep.
This runs deep with them, man. The same Jews that Paul was talking about that didn't believe in the cornerstone, which was the Messiah, are the same Jews that's in the land today that don't believe in the cornerstone, which is the Messiah.
Right. That's why Mashiach, that's why Nicodemus, I talk about all the time, he was a Talmudist. That's why he was
a Talmudist.
Mashiach was like, bro, how you a ruler of the Jews and you know all these books, you read what's written and you don't believe, how you don't understand what I'm talking about?
Right.
Because he was a Talmudist.
He was a Talmudist.
But he was starting to see.
His eyes were he was starting to be woke.
Come on, bro. He was starting to wake up. He was starting to be like, yeah, you're right. Like Mahalik said, they're literally telling you they're behind it all.
Right.
You don't realize what they're telling you there.
That's exactly
that rabbi was thinking, oh, let me give you a little bit of history of how we own everything. But then I know some of them in the audience are like, wait, but you still do. But the Bible says that you wouldn't own everything, that they're a curse. And then they be like, who does that remind me of? And they walk away and they think about us. That 50 years ago, they wouldn't. They always did. But now they see us on the street corners. Now they hear some of this music. Now they hear Kyrie Irving. Now they hear Dwight Howard mention this. You see what I'm saying? So when they see a video like what we just played, they be like, wait a minute, something okay.
Right.
Something ain't right.
It's the reason they trying to shut down woke culture and don't want you talking about critical race theory.
And with that history that he gave, this was the reason why every nation hated the Jews. Every nation didn't want them. Even America. Go look at Thomas Edison, how he talked about the Jews. Go look at how Abraham Lincoln talked about the Jews. Go look at how Ben Franklin talked about the Jews.
They talk junk, boy. They talk.
But it was not until Roosevelt folded. And the reason why he folded, I firmly believe, it's not that I was there, of course, but I firmly believe that it had to been blackmail. I tell people all the time that information is more valuable than money.
Absolutely. Well, look at
information is more valuable than money.
Look at Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was like, we are not getting into the war. He got blackmailed. Somebody got blackmailed. He was cheating on his wife and they found out about it. And guess what? US was in World War I.
We was in the war. You did what I'm saying? And so when they finally got their foot in America, they have been here, and it has been, and they did exactly what they did in Spain and every other nation that they were in, which was took over and bled the nations out with their banking system and decreased all of their morals.
He said it.
That's what he said.
We went to every nation and put a central bank. Rothschild had a son, and that son was like, I know this nation has people with ideas, they just don't have the money. Let me go to this nation and set up a bank, and I'm gonna sign 150 men that's got great ideas for inventions, and I'm gonna lend them the money, and I'm gonna make interest off of it. And then with that interest, I'm gonna invest in missiles and bullets and weapons because there's gonna always be war. And all of Rothschild's sons just kept doing it and doing it. Then down the line,
during the war, they were funding both sides of it.
Both sides. Both sides. Those German tanks was made by Ford.
They were funding both sides of the war.
Henry Ford got books stating that. The rubber on the tires, one side was paying me this much, another side was paying me this much cost. And the vehicles that got the bombs there had to have tires. They was making billions, bro. Billions.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And that's what he said in that video. That's exactly what he was talking about.
That's exactly what he was talking about, man. So, yeah. So, hey, they is who they is. They are The seed of the devil, man. I tell people all the time, if Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Most High have a seed in this earth.
Yep.
And that there has to be a seed in this earth that belongs to the devil. And there you go. That's them Khazars, man.
Khazars. Still to this day, man.
Still to this day. And they still hate seed of Jacob to this day.
Haters.
Let's get to that beyond critical race theory.
Oh man, we got a short but sweet one tonight. I don't know if y'all were able to get the picture. I sent the picture to the email. Were y'all able to get it?
Let me I can download it now.
Hope y'all ain't eating. Hope y'all are not eating. Hope y'all are not eating, because this is gonna be, it's short. It ain't necessarily sweet. But I want to talk about something what we just talked about, something that still to this day is going on. Not with us. We know the law. But I want to express how this has been going on. While they're getting that picture pulled up, the BCRT tonight, or the Beyond Critical Race Theory and Beyond Critical Race Facts, what they will not teach in our schools and our institutions. What you will only hear in our Hebraic community, I'm pretty sure a lot of assemblies and a lot of camps we're teaching our people this part of it, which I'm thankful, because we need to be aware. I had to be aware of this. We've all had to come out of this part of what American culture taught us to be, and it comes from a long time ago. And this one is about the so-called diet of so-called Negroes and Black Americans. And what this stems from is the pork aspect. So y'all already know where I'm gonna go. We're gonna go to 2 Maccabees 7. We've all heard of this account in the Maccabees, and we've heard it, but I want us to realize something tonight. As the video, the guy was just saying, he was giving that history. Now the picture you see is a 1940s hut, where those are descendants of so-called slaves that had all the pig innards. That's all of it right there. That's everything. All the insides of the pigs. Now, I don't know how many pigs were slaughtered, but they were about to make a meal. Okay. Now, with that picture still up, I want y'all to think about this. 2 Maccabees 7, 1 through 3. I want y'all to get something out of this. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them spake first, said thus, what wouldst thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Listen at this. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. Mm-hmm. The king himself, not a captain, not an officer, but the king himself. And my point with that is I'm sure some have realized it, but what I never realized, I said, this wasn't no captain, no officer. This was the king himself. He became so enraged just because we wouldn't eat pork and go against the law that our forefathers kept. Our forefathers said that swine will not touch lips of mine. Now, going back to the article I have, let's remember the conditions of our ancestors. Now, look at this video. This picture. Plantation life brought various oppressive and traumatizing perils into the lives of the enslaved. One condition of plantation life was how the slaves and ancestors ate. The enslaved were barely fed, but were given the scraps of everything and had to sneak it at times to eat and grow their own food. Whatever was made or done by the enslaved on the plantation, it belonged to the slave master and his family. Food was prepared for the slave owner's family and friends by the enslaved, which included all the best parts of the animals and all of the best vegetables. Then the scraps of any food item was left over for the enslaved to make a meal from. Below, as you can see in the picture, are the chitterlings that the enslaved had to encounter. They had to. Listen, they didn't have a choice. Below are the chitterlings that enslaved had to encounter when figuring out how to survive. Hog butt, pig feet, chicken feet, fat back, pork chops, neck bones, pig ears, and sausage leeks, etc. The enslaved learned how to make a delicatessen out of leftover scraps that were forced, Maccabees, what I just read, that were forced upon them. This slave food, made it in various forms such as chitlins, has survived many generations and is still, to this day, a part of so-called Black America's diet. And I wanted to read Maccabees because I wanted you to understand how long they have been doing this.
Yep.
The king, it was a law. He said, you better eat this. I got hot pans with boiling hot water and oil. Them 7 sons were like, you might as well just go ahead and put us in it because I'm not doing it. So what's your thoughts on that? That's crazy, man. I seen that. I said, I got to bring this out because, again, it's still going on to this day in our community, in our churches. What do we normally eat after church on Sunday at Grandma? Everything I just read.
Yep.
Hog butt, pork chops.
All that. They call it soul food.
Yeah.
Soul food.
What you keep hearing there is this lady that's on TikTok. I think her name is Tamakax. I don't know. I was gonna try to get the video up, go with your presentation now, yo. I don't think I'm gonna have time to be able to record it. But it's a heavy set lady, man. She's here in Houston and she go around eating, and brother, she went somewhere that got her some soul food. And it was a cup of chitlins, man. A cup in a styrofoam cup. And she got it up on the steering wheel, dude. Boy, I ain't never seen nobody eat chitlins like that before. She was slurping them jokers, man, like spaghetti. Do you understand me? It's probably good. I can't record it. Y'all may say she want to finish her meal. This sure would make you not finish your meal if I could show it. But yeah, what did we just say a few minutes ago that same spirit is in the world today?
That's why I wanted to. It's crazy how the spirit led me to bring that out, and that was part of the show. This is, and that's why in Maccabees it said the king.
Yep.
The king. Not his court. The king himself.
Yep.
Was doing the king, yep. Man. That's you just said it. That is a spirit that has been around for a long time, man. Still to this day.
Yeah. Because they know who we are. It always go back to that. And I believe that us who have waking up to the truth, we say that so much that, when you hear something a lot, it starts sounding so cliche. You know what I'm saying? Right, but it's the truth. They know who we are. Absolutely. And because they know who we are, I went and found it in Judith. This is something that stick out to me in Judith. This is Judith chapter 5:17. I'm going to start at 17. It says, whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into the land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities was taken by the enemies. But now they are returned to their power and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now, therefore, my Lord, listen to these instructions that she gives. She says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. They know this.
They know.
Have you ever seen a Jack in the Box commercial that's a new burger that don't have bacon on it?
It's been years since I've seen one. It's been years.
And who do they have the majority of the time advertising these things?
One of us.
Because they know that if I can get them to break the laws of their power, then that would be their ruin.
There you go. Same as Wendy's. If they come out with one more Baconator, I'm gonna lose it. They got a Baconator Senior, Baconator Junior, Baconator everything.
Double Baconator.
Add a Baconator. I'm like, dang, fries, everything got bacon on it. Everything.
Ice cream. They got ice cream with scraping bacons in it.
Yeah. Donuts with bacon on it.
Bro, and that's why when I ran across this week, I said, wow. And I was already reading 2 Maccabees. I was just like, wow, man, this is still, I'm like, but we've been doing this for a long
That's funny.
time. And
you reading 2 Maccabees, I'm reading 1 again.
That's it. You look at how the rule. Yeah. But look, this is what happened. I know we say a lot. We are not our ancestors. Well, in this case, we need to get like them because at some point we stopped resisting. At some point, we stopped resisting. It was like, look, just give it to us. I'm hungry, and they had to do it. They had to do it, man. Look at that! Like, look at that on the ground. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Look at that, bro. Like, come on.
Like Bernard said, we call that a delicacy. See, our people, we so retarded, we'll say, you ain't black if you don't eat chitlins.
I won't, no swine would touch mine.
You know what I'm saying? Lips to touch swine will not touch mine.
Look, one is saying, oh, even one in like, nah. Yeah, man. So, I hope that was edifying. All praise to God.
Very much so. Very much so. And it goes to show, that's what we are. We are for real the people that are discontinued from our heritage, man.
Yep.
That is discontinued from our heritage. You better be like Daniel, man. Just give me pulse of water.
Just give me,
you know what I'm saying? Pulse and water.
All right.
Anything to add, but not on that?
I don't think there's anything that needs to be added to that. Matter of fact, let's take it away. Let's go to the next.
Get it on down.
Next topic.
Good gracious.
That is
He's standing there looking at that like, man.
Yeah, look how you looking at it.
I gotta feed this to my family.
This is what we really doing. We really gotta do this. Boy, my God.
All right. Well, here we go with some more of these Jewish people.
Yeah, I was on them Jews' head this week.
They feel that we think we're elitist. We think we're the chosen people, which, by the way, we are. We do think we're elitist. We are the chosen people. They think that we think only we are the children of God, and we do think that. And we're not embarrassed to say, only the Jewish people are the children of God. The nations of the world are not the children of God. They're not God's children. They're God's creations. They're created with Tselem Elohim. They're not God's children. And this creates a certain jealousy, and they don't like that. In other words, there's an ethnical reason. They feel that we are elitist. We think of ourselves as better than them, which we do. And therefore, they hate us. What can we do? God selected us, So these are the 2 reasons for anti-Semitism.
Did you see?
I wish I had a pork chop bone.
Did you see what he had at the bottom of the video? Can you put the video back up? Look at the bottom left-hand corner. Put it up real quick. Look at the bottom left-hand corner.
They feel that we think we're elitist. We think we're the chosen people,
right here.
Which, by the way, we are. We do think we're elitist. We are the chosen people. They think that we think only we are the children of God, and we do think that. And we're not embarrassed to say,
the rise of Ra,
only the Jewish people are the children of God. The nations of the world are not the children of God. They're not God's children.
God chose the retards.
That's exactly what they are, man. I just happened to notice that. Sorry, I just happened to notice that. Was like, wow.
I didn't even see that. Yeah.
It would be,
and that's exactly what they are.
That's exactly what.
That's exactly what they are.
They their own chosen retards.
I had to play that back because I said this dude, and he's serious too. He ran out of stuff to say about it. How many times did he repeat? They think that we elitists. They think that we
and we are. Boy, if you don't sit your crust to the clown, look.
Again, the Messiah was talking to the disciples in Matthew 5, dude. He told them, you are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. We could sit here and we cannot break conversation between just the three of us, man, and talk about all the greatness that we have done.
Come on.
And what this world will be without us as a people.
Right.
And then let's take you, Beanhead, over here. They think that we are leaders. And tell us what you have done. See, the Jew before him told us what they have done for the earth, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Jew before us told us that they went to every nation and destroyed every nation.
From 1186, from so on, and before that, he said this has been our playbook for a long time.
You see what I'm saying? That's been their playbook. But us. But us. What do they have without us in any shape, form, or fashion?
There's nothing. You don't have, like, again, without, man, they kick this go back to Africa stuff or leave. They kick this. But bruh, if we did go to one part and was just all of us in one section and left them to all their countries, bruh, I would give them 30 days or less. They'll be begging for us. Please come back. We were just playing.
We didn't mean it.
We didn't mean it. We didn't realize you were. You are.
What's his name? Shadim. Say his name again. The guy
Shaheen Bolson.
He said in the video that I was watching today, Ike, up under the BRICS guidelines. So what if African Americans just decided that they wanted to become their own nation, and they could under the guidelines of BRICS?
Bro, they changed the rules, but go on.
Yeah, they probably would. But that goes right in line with what you were saying. The reason why we would never do it with two reasons. One is because we know that we are a cursed people according to the scriptures. And because we are a cursed people according to the scriptures, we would never be able to get on the same page to do that, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they figured it out, or that Judith chapter 5, which is they got us willingly and lovingly going against the laws of our power. It's crazy that we would go take a white man's medication to keep certain diseases away from us so that we could continue to eat the way that we want to eat.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because we'll say, I don't know what I'd do if I don't have my bacon in the morning. You probably feel better.
Right.
You would probably feel better.
High probability that you would feel better and probably look better too.
You know what I'm saying? But here you got this dude. Here we got two same Jews, both Jews, but two total ends of the spectrum. Then they talking about that. He talking about that they the greatest and that they are God's chosen people. Man.
Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy, y'all.
It's crazy, y'all. And here's the thing. Here is the thing that just from, like Mashiach said, you generation of vipers. He's like, it's this lie, like Shaka Boom said, they run one of the longest running scams in history. Mashiach said it. He said this just didn't start with y'all, your pappy, your pappis, these, you are generations of snakes. Y'all been lying. can't help. You are of your father, the father of the lie. So I'm saying that to say, he actually believed it. He one of the ones that actually in his heart of hearts believe that he are a part of their tribe is Judah. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing about you says Judah, bro. I don't get how they don't think about that. Like that don't even sound right. Calling them the tribe of Judah. I think one time we was in the doctor's office and it was a older Jewish lady, a white lady, and she commented on Malcolm's shirt and it said tribe of Judah. And they had the finish. She's like, "Oh, I like those talons on the bottom of your shirt. It's tribe of Judah. That's my tribe." And me and Margaret just kind of looked at each other and kind of laughed on the inside. He was like, "If you only knew, lady, if you only knew what was gonna happen in your hotel in a little bit." But you see what I'm saying? If people that actually, truly, in the heart of hearts, believe we are truly 3/5 human. And that we were just happy to be saved out the jungle of Africa to come over and meet Jesus. Right. And that they are the chosen. They actually believe
that they are the chosen.
They actually believe that. And that's wild to me, man. It's wild. It's just wild to me. So yeah.
We never question the scriptures, Revelation, and this is one of the things was woe unto the pastors, right? Because they have led the sheep astray. I'm talking primarily to these black churches because they don't even go back here and talk about this, where the Messiah said to the church of Smyrna, "I know thy works and the tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." That should bring a question.
That should, right. They don't, but they gloss over that.
Even if they touch that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know why? Real quick. Everybody turn to Revelation. We've talked about this before. This is why they gloss over it. You mentioned it earlier about the Talmud. And look at Revelation. What does the very first line and chapter say in Revelation? What Revelation is? Yes, Revelation is about revealing prophecy. Yes, it's about revealing the end times. But what is it truly revealing? The revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach. And guess what? They don't believe in him. That's their reason to gloss over this. They don't believe in him. And Mashiach is being revealed.
Right.
Being revealed. The revelation of him is happening now.
Right.
So I just wanted to point that out. That, like you said,
even in that same chapter, he gave us a description of what he looked like, and that gun show didn't look like that pale faced white boy there talking out the side of his neck.
Right? Ain't nothing bronze.
Show didn't look like that.
Ain't nothing bronze about you, bro.
Nothing.
That's nothing bronze.
You know what I'm saying?
You the total opposite.
Your hair do not look nappy, homeboy.
No.
Your eyes are not looking like fiery red. Say every time I read that description, I see my uncles.
Every time, bro.
I see my pops.
My Uncle Earl. I see my Uncle Earl, man.
You see what I'm saying? Every time I read that description, I see people that look like me. And the more my beard grow out and the whiter it gets, sometimes I start seeing me. Like I see that this book is talking about us. Look at how Ezekiel was described. You think Ezekiel was a white boy?
No.
Folks are grabbing this boy out in mid-air by the locks of his hair.
He said that's what he said. He said the spirit of can grab me by the locks and put me into the temple. In that video, that his gonna break off.
Or it's gonna slip out his hand because it's too greasy.
How you gonna get grabbed by that? Like that's
you know what I'm saying?
And all of the practical surface, meaning not deep characteristics that describe who he was, they gloss over it.
They gloss over. Even in Daniel, when Daniel gave a revelation of the Most High,
he said, "There's the Ancient of Days sitting in the throne with the." He described
with beryl. Go look up the color beryl. It's brown.
Jasper.
Jasper.
Said I seen Jasper all around. It's brown.
Come on now.
Sardis, and Jasper and
come on now
are brown, all ruddy, almost like a brownish red.
We know they don't believe in the New Testament and they don't believe in the Messiah, but you get to mess with us real Hebrews that know the truth, but we'll have you throw out the Torah too. Right. You just gonna go on and say, look, we ain't dealing with none of it no more. we just forget it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you throw it all out.
Just throw the whole Bible away.
Yeah. Just throw the whole bottle.
Yeah. Just throw the whole thing away, man. But
okay, so hold on. Real quick. Let me show this right quick.
Okay.
Just real quick. Can y'all see that? Y'all see what that look like? Sardis and Jasper. That's what that is. Y'all see that brown?
Yep.
See that brown right there?
Yep.
See that brown, them hues of brown? Yep. See how brown that is?
Yep.
Brown. That's what John the Revelator said. I looked up and seen Hamashiach and I seen this Jasper. Like I seen Jasper. Jasper.
And then you get to telling this to a Christian. First thing come out their mouth, color don't matter.
Now it don't matter.
If it don't matter, give all the money back, give everything back. If it don't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't say that without that caveat added. You can't say it. It don't matter.
Color don't matter. What we got? No, we doing good on time. We got another one. What we got next, man?
Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually.
You take out Saddam, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
Netanyahu had, from 1995 onward, the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark to tell you. Because he's gotten us into endless wars, and because of the power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way.
Dang, boy, what did he call him?
I know, I was trying to read his lips, but he didn't have enough of them.
Well, he wanted to say some other stuff. Woo, you a woo, he is a woo. That's what
he was going in.
But we just got through talking about how once the Jews get into power, how they tear up stuff, right? And that's pretty much what he was saying. Netanyahu, man, is evil.
Yeah, that dude, man, is
beyond evil. Did we talk about it before the show that them Jews are leaving Israel right now? They getting packing up and leaving. They going back to Europe and other places, and a lot of them coming here back to America. They leaving from over there. Netanyahu was put into power for a reason, which was to clear out that land. That's the reason why America ain't doing nothing to him on what we call the genocide that is over there. He has been the face to get all of that done all of this time, man. So you got people like him, the white guy that was talking, they see how it's playing out, but what they be missing is that Netanyahu is a tool. They be missing that he's the hammer that America is using. That's the part that they be missing.
Yep.
You know? So it's either one or two things, and I'm gonna put this out here and and you guys answer the question as you see fit. It's either one or two things. Netanyahu is the hammer that America is using to clear that land out, or America is in debt to Netanyahu and they can't do nothing to him. Which one is it?
Both.
Might be a little bit of both.
Both. I say the same. Both.
Might be a little bit of both. I think maybe they're using him using him to clear that land out. They're letting him be the mouthpiece for it. And then they are probably in debt some kind of way. And because they're in debt, they have to allow him to say what he's going to say and let him be the face of getting everything cleared out. Because that's what he wants to. There's got to be something in it for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not doing this just haphazardly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me share my screen one more time. Show y'all something right quick. We got to really let me see. Can y'all see that right there? I don't know if you can see it. If you can zoom in, it's Nathan Milikowski. Milikowski. That is Netanyahu's great granddaddy. And you see where he was born. 15 August 1879. Kreva, Vilna Governorate in Russia. So guess what? Bibi Netanyahu, that would make you not Israeli. Or you are an Israeli because you're now living in Israel. That's all an Israeli is.
Right, right.
Your nationality is Russian, brother. So you ask yourself, why would they have a Russian leading the nation of Israel, trying to get back to Russia? There you go. There you go. That's his granddaddy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see no
Khazars. That's where them Khazars come from.
Khazars. There you go. And like you said, that's why they're trying to get back there. Guess what the Ukraine is? Guess what the Ukraine? They changed the name. That's Russia. That's why Putin is like, nah, you're not backdooring me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting back to Ukraine. If you, matter of fact, when you get back here, guess who's gonna be the ruler again? Me.
Right.
So come on back. You're gonna work
right. Right.
And it's all playing out because Bibi Netanyahu was just over here talking to Trump. But guess what? He could not fly. He couldn't fly over Europe because he would have been subject to being arrested, y'all. He had to go a whole nother 20 hours out of the way near the West Indies and past Florida, Cuba to DC.
Mm-hmm.
Because he Russian.
Yep.
And they're trying to go back to Russia. So like what Banaf just answered, what the politics and money and the land, they're trying to get back there, but Putin is a thorn. He's in the way. So we need Vladimir Zelensky to go into the White House, stage a fight between Trump and J.D. Vance and Vladimir Zelensky. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna put on no suit, bro. You're gonna go in there, stage a fight. We got to make it look like y'all infighting, and then Netanyahu's gonna come in and save the day. They're trying to paint corn, bro.
Yeah.
That's what this thing is all about, bro.
Yeah.
This thing crazy. It's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They established that thing over there in 1948. The amount of blood that is on them people's hands from then up until now, and then all of the blood that they just shed here, you know, it makes you wonder how in the world can you for real in good faith say, I mean, with a clear conscience say that you are the chosen people of the Most High. Look, there has never been no peace over there, and there's not going to be peace over there until we get back home. That's the bottom line, man. That's it. You know, and those are the type of things that you could show in scripture to people who don't want to believe that who we are and who they are. You could take them to the prophets of Isaiah. You could take them to the prophets of Jeremiah, and you could show them where the Most High said that he is going to take his children back there and put us back into the land that he promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that we are going to be the city that all nations are going to come to. Now, they are supposed to be over there right now, right? Is there peace over there? Huh? Are the nations going over there, going back to them because they see that they have their power with them? No, that is one of the most violent places on earth right now. They have orgies out in the streets over there right now.
Yep.
Full out orgies over there, man. Yep.
Lawlessness.
Lawlessness. You dig what I'm saying?
Straight lawlessness.
Nothing about them says that they are the children of the Most High. Nothing but their mouths. That's it. And like my daddy used to say, a mouth can say
anything.
That's what my daddy used to say.
Mouth say anything.
Right?
But yeah, but just like Putin now, like the video was saying, Saddam Hussein, they was like, he got to go, man.
He got to go.
He got to go. We're going to invade Gaddafi. He got to go. And everything is been over oil and gold. They told you it was over weapons of mass destruction. That's what they said. And still to this day, even George Bush will tell you, we ain't found nothing.
We ain't found nothing.
We ain't found no.
They didn't even go over there looking for nothing because they knew it was nothing to find. And that's what I was telling my wife with Saddam Hussein. That was like a slap in his face for real, because I don't know if people understand the relationship that he had with the Bushes, and not just him. It was his entire family. His mother was like, what in the world? When his mother saw what America was doing to him in the news, she was like, what in the world?
They had him on payroll. He was on payroll for years.
Yeah.
Just like Bin Laden. They was all on U.S. government payroll for years.
For years.
And then all of a sudden,
that's who I was talking about, Bin Laden family. But Saddam Hussein. But they same thing though. Yeah, exactly.
There's video of Saddam Hussein when he first came into power. He had that meeting in that room.
Right.
And he said, if I call your name, I think we've played that before. If I call your name, stand up. And they would lay it out and put to death. That's because they were no longer useful.
Right, they were no longer useful.
Just like him, when he was no longer useful to the U.S.
Right. But see, we'll never see them turn on Netanyahu in the same way. Now, he could get to a point where he's no longer useful, but they would never villainize him because he is a Jew and because he is in Israel, right?
Right.
He'll just disappear.
He'll
just be as
They'll exile him. They'll exile him off an island at a villa hut with billions of dollars and just
go
away.
But they'll never make him public enemy number one.
Right.
As a terrorist or something like that. And this goes right back to what we talk about with their mercenary groups with Al-Qaeda and ISIS and all of that. These are government mercenaries, the same as the Ku Klux Klan is here in America.
It's the same thing, man.
That's what the Ku Klux Klan is. That's why they wear masks. They wear masks because it's lawyers, politicians, sheriffs, judges.
All of them, man. They're all in it.
You see what I'm saying?
Man, it's so crazy how it's so crazy how long they've been doing this, bro.
Yeah.
This has been the dragon is so wroth. He is so upset in his feelings that we are actually here living out the Most High's purpose. He don't know what to do. He like, man, the glove's coming off.
He got attacked from every angle.
He got attacked.
He said something. You said something that we are still here living. You said a mouthful, Ayo. You hit something when you said that. I'm sure that the dragon by now is like, can't get rid of them.
Can't get rid of them.
I tried everything. We could date all the way back to Babylon with Terror when Abraham was born. To the land of Chaldeans.
Nimrod was like, yo. Nimrod was like, yo, what's...
Abraham was in a fiery furnace.
Yeah. His meme was like, yo, with the way the stars are aligned, somebody was just born that can overtake us one day.
Right.
This ain't just no regular person
that's Terror's son.
Terror's son that he's been hiding. What did Nimrod say? Go look for him.
Go get him.
Go get him. Don't come back till you find him and bring him to me. Then
Terror took him, one of his servants' kids.
Yep.
And sent Abram to Shem.
To Shem and Noah. Come on, bro. Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
You got to know your history, because years later, through the bloodline, what happened again? The wise man was like, yo, these stars, somebody being born.
Right.
What did Herod do? Kill every last one of them. From newborn
we still here.
Come on, man.
And we still
here. You go up in the Jasher, the Most High will hide not kids in the cave amongst, like, real Cabbage Patch Kids.
For real. That's what
Cabbage Patch Kids.
That's where Cabbage Patch Kids come from. Go look it up.
It's in your Jasher.
That's where it come from. That's where it come from.
And they make money off of us any way possible. Cabbage Patch Kids.
So again, I can't do nothing with them. I can't get rid of them. They've multiplied to where they can overtake us. How can we get rid? We could just make money off of them. We can put them against each other to one side work for us, and over time, that side that work for us can start pulling the ones that don't have money and poor over to us. 2025, the gloves are coming off. They're coming off. 2024. Like I said, no secrets in the spirit realm. Cat Williams said it. All lies and sin will be revealed. Now that it's been exposed, the enemy's like, the gloves off. I gotta fight. I'm back in the gloves.
It's Negroes like you and me.
Come on, man.
That is their biggest problem. Because the thing is, Olsen said something else. He said there'll never be a revolution in America because he said the people, and I'm paraphrasing this, he said the people in America are too sleep.
Come on, man.
And that's the biggest thing. We don't see, I say this all the time. Christianity took so much away from us.
So much.
And one of the biggest things it took away from us was our ability to be able to see our enemy. We don't look at our enemy as our enemy, but instead we look at our enemy as our brother. The Bible says, love thy brother, love thy neighbor. He's not your neighbor. He's not your brother that the Torah was talking about.
Right. Come on.
The Torah was talking about your brother that looked like you, that's from your same bloodline. That's what he was talking about.
Right.
That's why if you borrowed some money from me, you being Ayob bin Yahu borrowing from Sheir, all I should be expecting back is what you borrowed from me, no interest.
Come on.
But if I lend money to a Gentile, I can throw that interest on him.
Come on.
And expect it back. So don't tell me that this Bible don't see if the word that y'all want to use is not racist. Yeah, it's racist towards his people. He loved his people.
Love his people.
If you was on hard time and you came in too, then I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to let you stack so you can leave when it's time for you to leave and take care of you and your family, Aki.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But if I got a Gentile, say what? You give me the basket of grapes.
And then get the stepping on them grapes. Let me some wine.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
so they took what the Bible said for us and reversed it. And now, what do we say? When we carry guns, we don't carry them for our enemy. We carry them for another nigga. Man, I got this here, man. I don't know when a nigga gonna run up on me.
That's it. Because he is gonna be afraid to see what I got. I got it before he got it. Crabs in the barrel. They took the blueprint from what the Most High had for us. We rejected the Most High and wanted Saul, a human king. We got what we wanted, and then they was able to get it. That's why Paul was like, y'all we provoke to jealousy. You got to get it back. How do you get it back? You got to go harken back to your first love. You get back to your power.
Get back to your power.
Get back to your power. That's how you get it. Not demeaning each other, not trying to tear each other down, not mad because they got a better podcast, and not mad because his music or her music better. Not upset, but supporting each other. That's how you get it back. That's crazy, y'all. Boy, you
got to start seeing each other. We have got to start seeing each other as brothers and sisters for real.
Right.
And that's how we used to greet. And I still greet my people like that today, but that's how it was norm. That was a norm back in the 70s. What's happening, my brother? Have you ever thought about why we say that to each other? White people don't greet each other like that.
No.
No other nation greet each other like that.
Everywhere we go, it don't matter if I'm in Dallas, Texas. It don't matter if I'm here in South Carolina, back home in Charlotte. Everywhere I go, any type of so-called black person, we gonna speak. What's happening, bro? How you doing, sis? We don't even know each other, but for some reason, we still speak. Be at the stoplight, waving hey. Don't even know what you're asking, waving.
Right. I ain't never heard two white boys say, "What's happening, bro?" Well, that's why they say, bro. Yeah, bro.
What's happening, bro? I'm doing good today. How are you? I'm doing all right,
bro. They don't say bro. They say bro.
Right.
How's it going, bro?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
that's
indeed,
real.
Man.
That's real. That's real. Yeah. And right, y'all made Moses was here the same way.
Yeah.
Abraham, Moses had to hide. It's like until this day we having the Most High keeping us hidden.
Yeah.
For a reason.
For a reason.
Woo.
That's for a reason.
That's good. That's good stuff, boy. I'm edified.
Yeah.
Edified. That was good.
It's 1:50. I mean, yeah, we are hour and 52 minutes in. Do we got time for that last one or not? Which one is it?
Yeah, Shaheed Bosa.
I'm throwing it in there.
Because again, you insisted on this phony democracy, which requires you to have elections every couple of moments, historically, every couple of years, every few years. Always changes in the personnel in government, which, as I said before, gives you just a tyranny of incompetence and inexperience. And the politicians have to do nothing but campaign, and then of course they become owned by whoever gives them the money for their campaigns and so on. We all know that. That's old news. But the only solution to that, or the only way to have any sort of planning in your society, is for all planning, all decision making, all policy making to be moved outside the pale of government into the private sector, where they are unelected, and so forth. So you.
Boy, Shaheed be dropping them gems.
That's where we at right now. That's why you got Elon Musk as the Doge right now. He's moving to the private sector. That's what we talked about the last time we was on.
Yep, that's exactly what that's crazy how he confirmed what we was talking about. That's crazy. We just talked about that. It's got to be
talked about that.
It can't be public no more. It can't be, because the blueprint was because back in the 40s and 50s, all the public pools, public government things that were issued, they were taken away and moved to private after the 80s, after Reagan's administration and Peter O'Toole and all that was in the White House. And what's your boy? Not Henry Kissinger, but Newt Gingrich. When Newt Gingrich was speaker, they put in a lot of laws to go to private because it was designed for us not to have public pools. No, we got to take it away just because they didn't want us to have it. Now, like he was saying, now we've gotten to the point to where it can't be but that, because the public side of us not having it taken away from us, it got so corrupt. The private side got so corrupt. So now the politics has got to be in the private sector, because if it's not
going to the private sector,
it's got to.
Billionaires. Yeah. Billionaires like Elon Musk. So that they can do what it is that they want to do. And this is another reason why we talked about it, at the beginning with the tariffs. These tariffs is not going to work. It's because it's too late. America is just too far behind on everything. Where tariffs would have been great if they had started with tariffs and continued with them, right? Detroit would still be Detroit if they had started with tariffs. Because Ford and GM never would have left and moved to another nation. Is Ayo, you still there? I thought he was frozen. Thought he was frozen. Yeah. He was too still. We'll probably get him back. But yeah. Okay, there he is.
There we go. Oh,
there you go. Okay, then, yeah.
They just giving us the time we're gonna be in a vacation spot next week. But go ahead, bro.
Right.
That's all that was.
But yeah, these terrorists, man, it's a little bit, it's too much too late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they had started with terrorists, see, China, Japan, all of these other countries, they have always had terrorists. There is a difference between nationalists and globalists. These countries are nationalists. They do what is best for their nation. America is a globalist, meaning that they have no, what's the word I'm looking for?
Means to take care of the world, but I know
it's the word. Yeah, they have absolutely no. It's a word that I'm looking for. They don't have to have any love just towards America. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a word that I'm looking for, but I just can't find it. See, they'll sell us out. And with the free trade, that's exactly what they did. They sold us out with the free trade because all of our businesses and industries, what did they do? They left. So we don't have any more over here.
Right.
So what is the tariffs going to protect? It's not going to protect anything. And I love what he said with we'll change presidents every 4 years. That's unstable when you really think about it. I've never thought about that until he said that. But how unstable is that? Huh?
Extremely. And again, this started a long time ago. It just took, unfortunately, Reagan's administration was kind of the start of the new era for what he just said. That's when it kind of started. But it also started a little bit before that because JFK was everything Shaheed Bolson just said, JFK was saying back then.
Right.
And that's why they was like, nah, bro, nope, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So you seen the public sector tariffs and taxes again. To get into UNC Chapel Hill in the late 70s, it was free until we started going to school. Then they were like, no, we can't have it. But it started to get so corrupt with greed. Now, like he said, here we are.
Yep. It's the saying about the pigs. I forget how it goes, but once they get so fat, Mark Cuban used to say it all the time. I can't remember. I'm going to see if I can find that saying. But that's what America has done. They got so greedy to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, they have literally destroyed themselves over greed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where we at right now, man. So, yeah, it's been great, man. It felt good coming back. Yeah, I felt a little rusty starting out.
Yeah,
probably because I'm tired from that move, but we'll be back next week. Got anything?
Man, we on Facebook. I know you. I'm glad you're back too, sis.
30 years.
Come on.
Say what's up, Money? What's that? You?
Who is that?
For now.
Who is that?
Here.
There you go. You got the scene.
Yeah. Man, we missed you too last week, Money.
Did you
for sure.
You missed him?
Yes.
He was crying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said don't be putting his business out there like that.
Right. Hey, next time we gonna break, I see I'm gonna have to call and check in with you. Ask you is it all right?
Say okay.
Okay.
Get ready for bed. All right.
There you go. Twice out. All right then, man. Good night,
we
Money.
Had, 15 shares on Facebook. All praises, Facebook audience. Appreciate y'all.
All praises. Thank y'all over there on Facebook. Thank y'all for real. Ayob, I appreciate you as well. But not, I appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that stuck around here with us. I hope everybody was edified. Until next week, man. We're gonna do it again.
Right.
Hey.
What?
Gonna do it. Give us a live one, Money.
Twice out. Say it.
Twice out.
Say it.
Twice out. There it is.
Twice out.
All right.